So how about a traditional daily dose, right? We've been doing all these crazy off-the-wall daily doses for a while. Let's do one back to the traditional, personal development stuff that we usually talk about. Let's talk about attitude a little bit because attitude's one of those things that gets thrown around all the time. You're going to have a great attitude. You need to have the good attitude. Your altitude will be determined by your attitude. All that stuff's true. But let's talk about why, okay? Why is the attitude such a big deal? And here's what it is. People that have a positive expectation from their lives or for their lives, in other words, people that expect good things to happen to them, expect people to respond positively, expect things to work out in the end, people that are essentially optimists, they're just happier people, right? They're just happier people, and people like them and want to be around them. And when people like you and they want to be around you, they offer you opportunities, they give you breaks, they cut you slack, all these things, right? You're more trusted, all this stuff. On the other hand, somebody who has a negative expectation of their life, in other words, they're pessimistic. They expect to fail, they expect things to be hard, they expect the cop to give them a ticket, they expect, the person at the counter to be a jerk, they expect the food to be cold, they expect the service to be crappy, they expect there to be a line, they expect traffic to be bad, right? People that are always expecting the worst tend to be grumpy and unhappy, right? And why wouldn't they be grumpy? Their life sucks. They've already determined that in advance, right? And if my life sucked, I'd be unhappy too, right? Well, they've already determined in advance. Well, here's what happens. When you're grumpy all the time, people don't like you as much. They don't want to hang around with you as much. They don't want to be part of your life. They don't want to give you breaks or do you favors or give you opportunities or open doors for you. And as a result, you don't get as many breaks and opportunities and all these things, right? And you don't have as many people around you that care about you and love you and want to spend time with you and feed happiness and joy into your life. As a matter of fact, if you're a miserable kind of pessimistic person, you're probably going to be surrounded by other miserable pessimistic people and sit around all day and play Ain't It Awful, which will just compound everyone's negativity, okay? And we all know folks like this, don't we? Don't we always know people that are like, just mean, kind of nasty people, and they tend to hang around with other mean, kind of nasty people, and they just sit around and feed off of each other all day. Here's my point. If you're unhappy, or if you're grumpy, or if you're frustrated, or we all get those feelings from time to time, right? The challenge for you and me is to not make that our default program, to not make that our go-to emotion. The challenge for you and me is to have a positive attitude and expectation about our lives. You might say, well, Brian, how do you do that? When the world is falling apart around you, how do you do that? If your finances are in the toilet and your marriage is going down the tubes, how are you supposed to have a positive expectation? And here's the answer. Gratitude. Gratitude. It's like the magic elixir that fixes everything. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, please, Brian, again with the gratitude. Yeah, again with the gratitude. If you feel that way when I say gratitude, and you go, chances are it's because you haven't tried it. Right? Am I reading your mail? Right? Chances are you haven't given gratitude an honest shot. But here's what happens. No matter what situation you're in, you got something in your life that you can be grateful for. You got something in your life you can be thankful for. And if you spend more time thinking about the things in your life that you're grateful for, that you're happy about, you'll tend to be more optimistic about the other things in your life. When that happens, you become a happier kind of person because suddenly you're expecting life to be good, not life to be bad. I mean, think about it. If we know we're about to go stand in line at the DMV for 2 hours, who's happy about that? The answer is nobody. Why? Because we know that's going to be painful. But if we're about to go to, I don't know, do something we really enjoy, fishing, golfing, spending time with our family, whatever, we're typically happy because we like doing that stuff, right? Well, if you build a picture in your mind that something is going to be miserable in advance, you're going to have that same sort of about to go to the DMV feeling all the time. On the other hand, if you've built the expectation up in your mind that things are going to work out great, you're going to have that about to go to Disneyland feeling all the time. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? So how do you turn around this constantly thinking about what's wrong and this constantly sort of pessimistic attitude that we all find ourselves in from time to time? And the answer is focus on what you're grateful for. Spend time focusing on, thinking about, meditating on what in your life is good. And when you do that now, you'll begin to have a more optimistic attitude. You begin to look at your world around you as less hostile. You'll begin to expect good things to happen to you in your life. And you'll get that about to go to Disneyland feeling. People are going to start liking you. They're going to start wanting to be around you. Suddenly doors are going to be opened. Opportunities are going to be presented. All of these things are going to happen for you. I promise you they will. Just get grateful about what you have in your life to be grateful for. And that's the dose. Go have a great week.